While Americans spend thousands on dialysis machines, Japanese kidney patients are casually outliving them by nearly a decade. Harvard nephrologists were shocked when they discovered what Japanese doctors have been doing. It's not medication, not supplements, not even traditional medicine. It's something they call FMD, a fasting mimicking diet that tricks your kidneys into eating their own damaged parts and regenerating. Western doctors initially dismissed it as dangerous, warning that fasting could kill kidney patients through electrolyte imbalance and hypoglycemia. But here's what they missed. True fasting starves you. FMD feeds your body just enough to stay safe while your kidney cells activate autophagy, literally consuming their broken pieces to rebuild healthier nephrons. I have to warn you about the protocol at number 1. Stanford researchers found it increased kidney function by rates we've never seen before, yet 90% of chronic kidney disease patients have never heard of it. Here's what's actually happening inside your kidneys right now. Think of your kidney like a factory running 3 shifts without rest. Every single day, it filters 180 liters of blood, and over years, some of those hard-working cells start breaking down. They don't die. They become what scientists call senescent cells, retired workers that refuse to leave the factory but also refuse to do any work. These retired cells release toxic chemicals that scar the healthy tissue around them, turning your flexible, filtering nephrons into stiff, useless scar tissue. This is fibrosis, and it's why your kidney function drops year after year. Now here's where Western medicine has been getting it completely backwards. Your doctor probably told you to eat more protein to stay strong, drink those protein shakes, load up on chicken breast and fish. But researchers at USC's Longevity Institute discovered something that changed everything. Every time you eat protein, especially from animal sources, your body releases a growth hormone called IGF-1. This hormone basically tells every cell in your body to keep growing, keep dividing, stay busy. That sounds perfect for building muscle, right? Here's the problem. Those worn-out cells we talked about, the retired workers clogging up your kidney factory, they feed on IGF-1. It's like giving them energy drinks to hang around even longer, causing more inflammation and more scarring. What your kidneys actually need is the complete opposite. They need something called autophagy, which literally means self-eating in Japanese. When you dramatically lower your protein intake, something remarkable happens. Your cells flip a switch and activate their internal cleaning crew. They start identifying those damaged retired cells, breaking them down piece by piece, and recycling the good parts to build fresh, healthy structures. Imagine finally being able to shut down that overworked factory for a full renovation. Researchers at MIT discovered that autophagy can reduce kidney scarring by as much as 60%. But here's the catch. This cellular recycling only turns on when your protein intake drops below a very specific threshold, about 0.3 grams per kilogram of your body weight. This is why regular fasting fails kidney patients. Pure water fasting crashes your blood sugar and electrolytes, which can trigger acute kidney injury. But FMD gives your body just enough calories, around 800 per day, with minimal protein. Your kidneys think you're fasting, autophagy kicks in, but you stay metabolically safe. Japanese nephrologists have been using variations of this for decades. When USC finally tested it in clinical trials, they found patients who followed 5-day FMD cycles monthly showed kidney function improvements that doctors thought were impossible without transplant. Now let me introduce you to 3 ordinary vegetables that Japanese nephrologists have been using as pharmaceutical-grade weapons against kidney decline. These aren't just foods. They're senolytics, compounds scientifically proven to hunt down and eliminate those worn-out cells we talked about. First, the yellow onion. Walk into any Japanese kitchen and you'll find it in almost every meal, but not for the reasons you think. Researchers at Kyoto University discovered that onions contain massive amounts of quercetin, a flavonoid that acts like a targeted missile against senescent kidney cells. When scientists tested quercetin on damaged kidney tissue, they watched it selectively destroy the retired cells while leaving healthy nephrons completely untouched. Even better for kidney patients, onions are incredibly low in potassium, containing just 146 mg per 100 grams compared to bananas at 358. You can eat them freely without triggering the dangerous potassium spikes that send kidney patients to emergency rooms. Next is cabbage, and this one stunned Western researchers. Japanese hospitals serve cabbage soup to chronic kidney disease patients almost daily. Why? Because when you chew raw or lightly cooked cabbage, your body converts its glucosinolates into sulforaphane, one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory compounds ever studied. Scientists at Tokyo Medical University found that sulforaphane doesn't just reduce inflammation. It actually repairs the endothelial lining of the tiny blood vessels inside your kidneys, the ones that get destroyed by high blood pressure and diabetes. A single cup of shredded cabbage gives you this protection for just 22 calories and almost no potassium load. It's like having a repair crew working on your kidneys' plumbing while you sleep. Finally, cauliflower, the perfect replacement for every starchy carb that's been destroying your kidneys. Most kidney patients are told to avoid rice and potatoes because they spike blood sugar, which accelerates kidney damage. But cauliflower gives you that same satisfying texture with 77% fewer carbs. Here's what makes it truly special. Cauliflower is loaded with indole compounds that activate your liver's detoxification pathways. This means your liver handles more of the cleanup work, taking pressure off your already struggling kidneys. Clinical trials in Osaka showed that patients who replaced half their starches with cauliflower reduced their serum creatinine levels, a key marker of kidney function, by an average of 12% in just 90 days. Here's the missing piece that Western nephrologists completely overlooked for decades. Your kidneys don't work in isolation. They're in constant communication with your gut, and when your gut breaks down, your kidneys follow right behind. Scientists call this the gut-kidney axis, and it's the reason why some patients on the exact same medications have completely different outcomes. Think about it this way. Every blood test showing high creatinine or urea isn't just measuring kidney failure. Those toxins have to come from somewhere, and researchers at Osaka Medical Center discovered that up to 70% of uremic toxins, the poisons that build up in kidney disease, are actually produced by bad bacteria in your intestines. When your gut lining gets damaged from processed foods, antibiotics, or chronic stress, it becomes leaky. Harmful bacteria and their toxic byproducts slip through into your bloodstream, and guess which organ has to filter all of that out? Your already exhausted kidneys. It's like asking someone to clean a house while people keep throwing trash through the windows. This is where Japanese researchers made a breakthrough discovery. They found that if you can repair the gut lining and shift the bacterial balance, you can cut the kidney's workload in half. The key is a compound called Berberine, extracted from a Japanese herb called obaku. Clinical trials in Kyoto showed that Berberine works almost identically to metformin, the diabetes drug, by stabilizing blood sugar and feeding beneficial gut bacteria. But unlike metformin, which can damage kidneys at high doses, Berberine actually protects them. Patients taking 500 milligrams of Berberine twice daily saw their fasting glucose drop by an average of 23 points and their gut inflammation markers fall by 40% in just 8 weeks. But Berberine alone isn't enough. You need to give those good bacteria something to eat, and that's where specialized fiber comes in. Japanese hospitals use something called resistant starch, found in cooked and cooled rice, along with soluble fibers specifically designed for kidney patients. When beneficial bacteria ferment this fiber, they produce butyrate, a short-chain fatty acid that sounds boring but does something extraordinary. Stanford researchers discovered that butyrate is the only natural compound that can actually reverse intestinal permeability and reduce the inflammatory signals that cause kidney scarring. Patients who combined berberine with 20 grams of kidney-safe fiber daily created a gut environment that stopped producing uremic toxins almost entirely. Their kidneys finally got the rest they desperately needed, and function scores improved by margins that shocked their doctors. Now let me show you the perfect imposters, foods that trick your body into thinking you're eating normal meals while secretly activating kidney repair mechanisms. These aren't supplements or expensive superfoods. They're hiding in plain sight at any grocery store. Start with zucchini, the ultimate kidney cleanser that Japanese hospitals serve at nearly every meal. Here's why it's brilliant. Zucchini is 95% water, which means you can eat massive portions, feel completely full, but only consume around 20 calories per cup. That water content does something remarkable inside your nephrons. It gently flushes the filtering tubules without the dangerous dilution you get from drinking excessive plain water, which can crash your electrolytes. Researchers at Nagoya University found that patients who ate 2 cups of steamed zucchini daily experienced a 34% improvement in urine output without any increase in potassium load. Your kidneys get a gentle rinse from the inside out. Next is the only bean that gets a green card for kidney patients, string beans. Most beans are banned on renal diets because they're protein bombs loaded with potassium and phosphorus. But string beans are different. They contain just 1.8 grams of protein per 100 grams, barely more than a cucumber, with only 209 milligrams of potassium. What makes them invaluable is their fiber structure. When you steam them lightly, they release a type of soluble fiber that feeds those butyrate-producing bacteria we talked about earlier, but without any of the dangerous mineral overload. You can eat them freely, feel satisfied, and support your gut-kidney axis all at once. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Green tea combined with fresh lemon juice acts as a catalyst that doubles the speed of autophagy. The key compound is EGCG, a polyphenol found in matcha and high-quality green tea. Scientists at Tokyo University discovered that EGCG activates a protein called AMPK, which is basically the master switch for cellular cleanup. But EGCG is notoriously hard for your body to absorb. That's where the lemon comes in. The vitamin C in fresh lemon juice increases EGCG absorption by up to 400%. Japanese kidney patients drink 3 cups of green tea daily, each with a squeeze of fresh lemon, and clinical data shows this simple habit can accelerate the removal of senescent cells by rates we previously thought impossible. Finally, there's turmeric, the golden healer that Japanese doctors call the scar eraser. The active compound curcumin doesn't just reduce inflammation. Research from Osaka Medical School revealed that curcumin can actually reverse existing fibrosis by breaking down the collagen deposits that make scar tissue stiff and useless. Patients who took 500 milligrams of curcumin with black pepper, which increases absorption by 2,000%, saw measurable reductions in kidney scarring on ultrasound imaging after just 12 weeks. This is tissue regeneration happening in real time. Now here's the exact protocol for day 1, the magnificent deception that flips your body from storage mode into repair mode without triggering the dangerous crashes that make regular fasting so risky for kidney patients. Before we start, this is critical. You must have your doctor's approval before attempting this. If you're severely malnourished, have uncontrolled diabetes, or are on dialysis, this protocol is not for you. This is designed for early to moderate chronic kidney disease patients who still have kidney function to preserve. Day 1 targets roughly 1090 calories, which sounds like a lot for a fasting day, but here's the genius. That's just enough to keep your blood sugar stable and your electrolytes balanced while dropping your protein intake so low that autophagy switches on like a floodlight. Japanese hospitals have been using this transition day for decades because it prevents the metabolic shock that sends patients to the emergency room. Your morning starts with zucchini onion soup. Take 2 medium zucchinis, 1 large yellow onion, chop them roughly, and simmer in low-sodium vegetable broth with a pinch of turmeric and black pepper. This gives you about 180 calories, but more importantly, it delivers that quercetin from the onions we talked about earlier and starts the gentle kidney flush from zucchini's high water content. Right after you finish the soup, take a high-quality probiotic supplement. This is non-negotiable. You're about to change your gut environment dramatically, and you need those beneficial bacteria ready to colonize and start producing butyrate. Mid-morning, around 10 a.m., you take 500 milligrams of berberine on an empty stomach. This is when berberine works its magic, blocking the glucose spikes that would normally come from any food and preparing your insulin receptors to become more sensitive. You'll likely feel a slight warm sensation in your stomach. That's normal. It means the berberine is activating AMPK, that master switch for cellular cleanup. Lunch is your main meal, coming in around 650 calories. A large salad built on a base of raw shredded cabbage and cauliflower rice, topped with steamed string beans and dressed with fresh lemon juice, a tablespoon of olive oil, and crushed garlic. This meal is deliberately designed to be high volume and low calorie. Your stomach feels full and satisfied, but you're only getting about 8 grams of protein total. That's the sweet spot where your body thinks it's fasting but you're metabolically safe. Late afternoon, around 4 p.m., you drink 2 cups of high-quality green tea with fresh squeezed lemon. Remember, this combination increases EGCG absorption by 400%. You're accelerating autophagy right when your body is starting to shift into deeper repair mode. Dinner is intentionally light. Another bowl of that zucchini soup, maybe 200 calories, finished by 6 p.m. Then nothing but water or herbal tea until morning. What you'll notice by evening is fascinating. You'll urinate more frequently than normal. This isn't dehydration. It's your kidneys finally releasing the fluid they've been holding because of chronic inflammation. Patients describe feeling lighter, less puffy, especially around the ankles and face. Some people feel slightly lightheaded around hour 14 or 15. If that happens, add a small pinch of sea salt to your water. You're transitioning from burning glucose to burning stored fat, and your body is recalibrating its electrolyte balance. Now we enter the regeneration zone, days 2 through 5, where the real magic happens. This is what I warned you about at the beginning. This is the protocol Stanford researchers found could reverse kidney damage at rates Western medicine didn't think were possible. You're dropping to roughly 725 calories per day, and your protein intake falls to almost nothing, just trace amounts from vegetables. This is true fasting mimicry. Your body is completely convinced it's starving, so it does exactly what we need it to do. It starts consuming those retired kidney cells for energy. Here's what the daily rhythm looks like. You wake up and instead of eating, you extend last night's fast as long as comfortable. Japanese nephrologists found that the longer you can stretch that overnight fasting window, the deeper autophagy goes. So your first meal isn't until around 11 a.m. or noon. When you finally break the fast, it's just green tea with lemon and a small handful of raw cabbage or cucumber. That's it. Maybe 50 calories total. This keeps you in that metabolic state where your cells are still in cleanup mode. Your main meal comes around 2 p.m., and this is where you need to get creative to feel satisfied on so few calories. Take a large bowl and fill it with steamed or lightly sautéed vegetables. Zucchini, cabbage, cauliflower, string beans, all cooked in a tablespoon of olive oil with garlic, ginger, and turmeric. Add a squeeze of fresh lemon and a sprinkle of sea salt. This plate gives you maybe 400 calories, but it's visually huge. Your brain registers fullness from the sheer volume. The olive oil is critical here. Those healthy fats slow down digestion and prevent blood sugar crashes while providing zero protein load on your kidneys. Around 5 or 6 p.m., you have your final food of the day. Another large mug of that zucchini onion soup we made on day 1, maybe 200 calories. Then you're done eating until tomorrow afternoon. That's an 18 to 20 hour daily fasting window, and it's during those hours, especially between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m., when autophagy reaches its absolute peak. Now let me be completely honest about what you're going to experience, because day 3 is when it gets hard. You're going to feel hungry. You might feel irritable, maybe a bit foggy mentally. Some patients report a metallic taste in their mouth or slightly bad breath. These aren't signs that something is wrong. They're signals that something is profoundly right. That metallic taste comes from ketones, the byproducts of your body burning stored fat for fuel. The mental fog is temporary, caused by the shift in your brain's primary fuel source from glucose to ketones. By day 4, that fog usually lifts, and many patients report unusual mental clarity. Here's the most important thing to understand about the difficulty you'll feel on day 3. That discomfort, that sense of your body struggling, is actually the sound of those damaged cells being broken down. Researchers at Osaka Medical Center monitored patients during FMD cycles using advanced imaging. They could literally watch the markers of senescent cells in kidney tissue dropping day by day. The patients who felt the most discomfort in days 3 and 4 showed the greatest improvements in kidney function markers by day 6. Your job during these 4 days is simple. Stay hydrated with plain water and herbal teas. Monitor your blood pressure if you have a home cough. If you feel genuinely weak or dizzy, add a tiny pinch of sea salt to your water. Walk slowly for 20 to 30 minutes daily if you can, nothing strenuous. Your body is performing deep internal surgery on itself. Give it the space to work. By the morning of day 6, when you begin slowly reintroducing normal foods, you'll have completed something that most Western kidney patients never get the chance to experience. A true cellular reset. Here's what most people don't understand about kidney regeneration. This isn't a one-time fix. Japanese nephrologists have been using FMD in 3-month cycles for over a decade, and the results compound over time. You complete 5 days of the protocol at the beginning of each month for 3 consecutive months. That's 1 complete regeneration cycle. During the other 25 days of each month, you eat normally, though ideally you've learned to incorporate more of those kidney-friendly foods we discussed. This cycling approach gives your body repeated opportunities to clear out damaged cells while maintaining your overall nutrition and strength. Clinical data from Kyoto University tracked patients through multiple 3-month cycles. The first cycle showed modest improvements, maybe a 10 to 15% reduction in creatinine levels. But by the end of the third cycle, some patients saw total improvements of 30 to 40% in kidney function markers. Their doctors were stunned. This is regeneration that Western medicine says shouldn't be possible without a transplant. Your kidneys have far more healing capacity than you've been told. Every nephron that's struggling right now, every filtering unit that's clogged with scar tissue, has the potential to partially regenerate if you give it the right conditions. But you have to be willing to do something uncomfortable. You have to be willing to challenge everything you've been taught about feeding yourself back to health. So here's my question for you. Are you ready to commit to 5 days to potentially save your kidneys? If you are, comment below with the words "I'm ready" and I'll make sure you get access to the complete shopping list and meal prep guide. What day of this month are you planning to start? Let me know in the comments. Your kidneys are waiting.